I could not have guessed that while I was working on making another video all about deleted mobile games, count them, 4 mobile games I played, 2 of which on this channel for hours upon hours, are in the process of being shut down as we speak. So not only are we covering more classics that were deleted a long time ago, like Spy Mouse or Temple Run Oz or the Respawnables, but we're also covering games that pretty soon will also be gone forever. And this is literally my last chance to play them before they're executed. Mario Kart Tour, Pocket Mortys, Looney Tunes World of Mayhem, and the saddest of them all, Disney Heroes Battle Mode. I bet some of you didn't even know these were about to be deleted, and if you're watching in the future, they may already be gone. So let's not waste any more time, I don't want to miss my chance. Let's find out which of these deleted mobile games deserve to live on, and which ones aren't worth bringing back even after they're long gone. Spy Mouse is easily the most requested game I've yet to cover in this series, so let's fix that. I ended up spending 2 hours attempting to get it to work, and I actually did. So good news to people who missed this game, there's a working APK on the Reddit page for this game. Just download it on BlueStacks 4 or any older Android device and it worked perfectly. I had never played this game before, and to be honest, at first I didn't see the appeal, but very quickly I started having fun and had to force myself to quit playing. It's a stealth game where you draw a path for your little mouse to collect all the cheese without getting caught. It is hard to skate by unnoticed. You gotta replay these levels to pull that off. But you can still beat most of them by outrunning the cats in this game. Seems simple enough, right? Well, almost every single level in this goddamn game adds a new gimmick. You can find cracks in the walls with secret rooms on the other end. There's different cat enemies to go up against, some much faster than others. There's fake mice to activate traps. There's long levels where you have to avoid the cat you're following while collecting all the cheese. And a trap boss fight at the end of it, where you have to guide this killing machine along with you to break it all the way at the end. There's just so much in this game, I couldn't believe it. There's a lot of love put into it as well, the art and sound effects and the music, dude. I absolutely love this game, and I can't say I played a mobile game like it before. And why was it deleted, you ask? Well, I'll give you one little look at who published the game. Yeah, thanks EA, they refused to keep the game up to date for modern devices, and that's the only reason. Bring this shit back. Now! Before we get to the games being removed in real time, let's cover one more classic, Amazing Alex. I am a huge fan of Rube Goldberg machines, the entire gimmick of this game. It's basically like creating trick shots in each level, and the more work it takes, the more satisfying it is to complete. You get a few objects to set up around the room to complete each level, and your job is to set up chain reactions to achieve each given goal, which starts as simply as getting a ball to roll smoothly into a basket, and gets so complex that in the later levels of the game, you learn to drive an RC car onto the controls of a helicopter to lift up a doll and hit a shelf you place just right to angle backwards and eventually swing the doll over to collect that final 3rd star. And that's honestly an easy level. In each chapter there's a new set of objects to test out, like in the backyard you get these green tubes that tiny balls can roll inside of, or of course a punching glove with a button on top. The worst part of a level is making tiny tweaks again and again and again, just waiting to get the reaction you want, but when it's achieved, man, it is awesome. The epitome of randomness comes from these damn pinball bumpers they introduced. They love making levels with those. Anything that touches them bounces like crazy, making a very useful but very annoying new addition to the game. One of the hardest levels in my opinion is this pinball level here, and just look at my random object placements. I cannot believe this is how I beat the level. There's just so many fun gimmicks, and a game that encourages experimentation like this is sorely missed on the App Store these days. And this Angry Birds level that adds to the game only reminds me that at one point in time they made good games like this, or Bad Piggies, and nowadays, it seems they might be deleting Bad Piggies too. You'll hear from me first if they do. Now let's get to the games that are dying in 2026. Mario Kart Tour shuts down in September, and I have played hours upon hours of this game in my life, though it has been years since I played it last. They stopped updating a long time ago, so it was cool that they kept it around as long as they did, but it is not cool they refuse to make an offline version of the game and instead they're just gonna kill it. We all love when that happens, don't we? If you're unfamiliar, Mario Kart Tour is surprisingly a lot different than the console Mario Kart games. Yes, you steer by moving your finger back and forth, and the races are usually only 2 laps to keep rounds shorter, but the main goal in each race is to get a high score, not necessarily just to get first place. You earn points and combos by drifting, or collecting coins, or boosting and flying in the air. As always with these games, there's a lot of luck in keeping a combo, but it's also sort of pay to win, and the better characters you have, the higher scores you'll get. If you don't have a good character, well, you should probably drop some cash and get one then. There were also fun bonus levels like taking out Goombas on the course that made for a fun switch up between races. The main replayability of this game comes from unlocking new characters, which were most often new costumes for the main characters in the game. We got Halloween Mario, we got Lederhosen Luigi, we got Ninja Shy Guy, we even got Gladiator Donkey Kong and Party Time Pauline. And of course, we couldn't forget Pink Gold Peach. There were brand new drivers too, which is pretty awesome. Poochie got added. I can't believe King Bob-omb isn't in Mario Kart World. Dixie Kong would have been cool too. And freaking Donkey Kong Jr. What an insane addition. How did you unlock all these characters? From a random gacha machine, of course. Just listen to the audio as you get a big hit. Which used to be really rare, by the way. Getting a gold pipe means you got something special. This game is a lot of fun and is different enough from mainline Mario Kart to stand alone, which is why it's sad it'll be gone soon. Is it the worst Mario Kart? Maybe, yeah. Should they keep it alive? Obviously, yes. I never got super into Pocket Mortys, but I remember trying it at one point, and I'm genuinely surprised it's dead. I remember at the end of every Rick and Morty episode they promote the new characters being added to the game. It was a great tie-in promotion. Also, I should probably note this game already got taken down this year. We've all missed our chance to try it again before it was gone. It was a Pokemon clone, if you couldn't tell from the name, and you collected different versions of Morty to fight on your team, with different versions of Rick and other characters you could use as your trainer. According to the wiki, there were 564 Mortys, which is pretty damn impressive. That is half of the amount of Pokemon there are. There were evolution lines and everything in this game, it had it all. I was really curious why they decided to shut it down, and I guess it's just the age-old reason. The player count was getting smaller and smaller, it cost too much to maintain, and Adult Swim, like every other brand, isn't pretty much focused on mobile gaming anymore. Pocket Mortys had a pretty dedicated fan base and seemed like a lot of passion was put into it, so I'm sad to see it go. And again, it shouldn't have been deleted. Surely one of these games today won't deserve to come back, right? Maybe it's Looney Tunes World of Mayhem. I played it for a very short amount of time, unlocked LeBron James, then called it quits. I'm ashamed to say I never got to unlock Big Chungus, which is actually real and was added to the game as a playable character. And better yet, he got multiple costume versions too. A Halloween zombie Chungus, and the incredible Chungus Claws. You can't make that shit up. World of Mayhem was a character-based fighting game pretty similar to Disney Heroes Battle Mode that we'll be covering at the end of the video. You unlock tunes, upgrade your best ones, then bring them into battle against other enemies. The whole game revolved around completing the story mode and unlocking new characters, pretty much the sole reason people play games like these. I don't really understand why, but when I opened the game again after all this time, I was given a shit ton of free characters, which was pretty fun, but one of them, the Superstar Bugs, I had 3,500 tokens for, so I fully ranked him up and he was way over leveled compared to the enemies I was facing. I proved he could fight them solo without batting an eye. This game was around for a long time, so I'm surprised it's getting taken down, but in October this year, it'll be dead forever. While I love Looney Tunes, and they can pretty much fit into any genre games out there, I can't say this one particularly stands out to me. As like I said, I've played Disney games exactly like it, and I know there are tons and tons of games that have the exact same gameplay. So is it sad we're losing this game? Of course! Will I never get to unlock Omega Chungus? No, dude! And does it really ever need to come back? I'd say probably not, no. I think you could pretty easily find a game just like it to fill that hole in your heart this game is leaving you with. Sorry, Yosemite Sam.
You idiot!
Let me tell you, it was a hassle, but I successfully got Bendy and Nightmare Run working. I played this game a long time ago when it first released, and I was always surprised by the idea. A front-facing endless runner with boss fights in each stage. You pick up weapons that throw at the boss until he runs out of health, and as he gets closer and closer to death, the harder his attacks become to avoid. And later fights that have like 50 health and it takes 5 to 10 minutes to beat. These levels are exhausting and kinda tedious, I won't lie. There's very little shakeups or fun events in these stages, at least not during the first 2 bosses. I know that for a fact because I fully beat the treasure chest guy. It was a little anticlimactic, I'm not gonna lie. He sort of just falls over, but it is satisfying after having to go up against him so many times. The second fight is against a taxi cab that has some fun gimmicks, but it's more or less the exact same idea. There's 4 bosses in total, and you gotta play for a while before you actually unlock them all, so I'm calling it quits here. It's a fun idea, but I'm immediately ready to stop playing, and I got very bored towards the end there. It's not a great game, we're not missing much having it gone, so don't bother bringing it back. There is a god tier endless runner game though, and its name is Temple Run Oz. And what other game do you get to play as James Franco, aka Oz the Great and Powerful? None, thank you! It was always so interesting that Temple Run collaborated with this random Disney movie, though I suppose the Wizard of Oz is a pretty huge brand name, and makes for a great setting for an endless runner. You can sprint down the yellow brick road, even reaching Emerald City and running through it like a classic temple. Emerald City is my favorite location in any Temple Run game ever, dude. There are 4 fully fledged locations to run through in the game, that you travel to within a run. It's amazing. At the time, with classic Temple Run, all they had was the one setting, so to travel through 4 in a single run is really cool, and it gets really fast and challenging in a short amount of time, and you can get in a hot air balloon and fly around a little bit if you want. And most importantly, let's not forget, you get to do it all while playing as James Franco, aka Oz the Great and Powerful, or China Girl if you feel so inclined. But I don't know why you would do such a thing when you can already freaking play as James Franco, aka Oz the Great and Powerful, but whatever. This is probably my favorite endless runner of all time, and I will take any excuse I can get to share it with people. I also love that one Lara Croft endless runner game, that is a banger. But anyway, bring this shit back, it's too good. I got a bunch of requests to cover Pokemon Duel, so I figured I had to check it out. Well, who would have guessed? I can't. The game is dead, so we can only look back at videos made on the game to get an idea of what it was like. It was a strategy game where you collect and fight with Pokemon figures, which is kinda cool and kinda absolutely a way to make good 3D models but not have to animate them. And most of the gameplay is spinning these little wheels. I'd rather this be a tabletop game, not a mobile game. This looks very unappealing to me personally. But it has its fans that miss the game, and I can respect that. What I cannot respect is them taking down the servers for such a simple game. It's inexcusable. Now people miss the game, look back on it fondly, but have no way to replay it. Pure evil shit right there. Make something people love and rip it out of their hands. And there's a big AI button down there? We hate AI! Or maybe that says Al, and in that case, we love that guy. If you can't tell, I'm the wrong audience for this game, so I'll just be nice and say we should bring it back. It's not for me, but I can tell people adored it. I really love the look of this game, Punch Hero. I've never played it before, but the graphics are absolutely incredible. It's a boxing game, very reminiscent of Punch-Out, now on mobile. You can jab, hook, uppercut, and block, or dodge your opponent's attacks to catch them off guard. The attacks always look the same, so as long as you learn the patterns, you can eventually get pretty good at this game. Successfully dodging, then using a hook to beat out a critical hit, and landing an uppercut before they can is insanely awesome, especially when it ends in a KO like this round. You can get money to buy new cosmetics for your fighter. I got to change him up to look exactly like me, chest hair and all by the end. And there's seemingly other modes too. I really like this zombie mode where you can knock them out in one hit and you try to survive for as long as possible. Looking into it, apparently the creators of this game went bankrupt, and that was part of the reason the game was discontinued. Well, that's a very sound reason to not have this game around anymore, I suppose. Though I can prove it works fine. This was the first APK all day that loaded the second I clicked on it. This is a really charming old game during the golden age of mobile gaming, and I had a blast playing it. Some babe comes out in between rounds and does a little dance, so that was sick. So yeah, bring it back, it's a lot of fun. Next we have the Respawnables, a third-person shooter game with cartoony graphics that remind me a lot of Team Fortress 2. If I had to guess, it's a similar audience that likes this style of game, but this one was particularly special because it was made for mobile. Online third-person shooters seem to be pretty rare on mobile. I would guess just because they make way more sense to be played on PC or console, but there is a ton of potential for a successful game in that genre, and that was the Respawnables. This game was pretty huge at one point in time, and players seemed to like the style and gameplay, and most importantly, the balancing. No one weapon was overpowered. It was a fair game to play, and you got to choose the weapon you wanted rather than just picking the one in the meta. Eventually, over time, this became less and less true, the game became more and more unbalanced, and the player count dwindled, and finally, its developer moved to working on Call of Duty Warzone Mobile instead, and the Respawnables was over. People comment about this game all the time, wishing they could replay it, but I'm sorry to say that just will never happen. It's an online shooter game, it is impossible to bring back. The Respawnables is dead, and it's time to mourn now. So mourn! Right now! Let's see those tears. We're not moving on until you move on with your life. Okay, fine, we're moving on. The Croods was a cute little DreamWorks movie about a family of cavemen, and the highlight of the movie was the cool animal hybrids they encounter. They made a mobile game based on the movie, and unlike this trailer, you are not supposed to punch through your screen to play it. The creators of Angry Birds made this game, which is kinda insane in hindsight, and that also means with the 3 Angry Birds games we're covering in a second here, there are 5 Rovio games on our list today. That was not intentional. Anyways, it was a pretty standard town building game. That's what most brands seem to do when it comes to mobile games. Ice Age, Goosebumps, My Little Pony, The Simpsons, they all have interesting worlds that make sense for a town building game. And I assume they're easy to monetize since the whole game is waiting for timers to finish to collect resources and stuff. But also, since all these were online games, when they die, they are completely dead. I also love the art style of this game. It's its own 2D style that was pretty incredibly detailed. All the animal designs were really fun too, which was the main point of the game. I vividly remember collecting those red berries you feed to the animals. The berry is so damn important it shows up in the loading screen. Anyways, this was always one of my favorite town builders, and I know a lot of people would agree. It was very well made, and I'm sad it's gone. I would like it back, please. And you know what they say about please?
Rhymes with grug.
We've made it to the Angry Birds portion of our video, and surprisingly we're about all caught up on deleted Angry Birds games. We're sorta at the bottom of the barrel now. Well, we're starting with a certified banger anyways, Angry Birds Seasons, the second game in the series with way more levels than the original game. Thanks to the endless supply of seasonal content you could add to a game like this. We started off with your typical seasons like Halloween or Christmas, even Easter and Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day were pretty obvious additions. But by the end of the game's lifespan, we got an Alien chapter, there was one called Marie Antoinette, and so many more non-holidays. Last I checked, Fairy Hogmother wasn't a goddamn season. Still, while the game fell off in its later years, the first 15 or so updates this game had were instant Angry Birds classics, some of the best levels in the series history. If you wanted non-stop Angry Birds levels, this was the game to download. There was just so much to play, complete with brand new birds like Stella or Terrence's cousin Tony. This game is filled to the brim with content which makes it even more devastating that they deleted all their hard work. Angry Birds Seasons isn't tied to any brands, there's nothing holding this game back from existing right now, so it's a crime that it's gone, and we need it back. Angry Birds Stella has got to be one of the weirdest events in Angry Birds history. They basically put all their cards into this brand new spin-off, creating Angry Birds Stella toys, an entire animated TV show, and of course a brand new game, complete with new original birds and some of the wildest abilities we've seen from an Angry Birds game. Stella can jump off of objects, Dahlia can teleport, and Gale is so goddamn powerful she had to be reduced to a power-up. They seem to be putting their all into Angry Birds Stella, and then it released and underperformed, so they immediately cancelled it. The game started with 2 chapters, showing a sneak peek of the 3rd, and we never got it. This game was a shame. And what's worse is pretty much everyone who's played the game loves it. The mechanics in it are awesome, and the art style is great, and the new birds are instant fan favorites. Thankfully, in modern day, they brought Angry Birds Stella into Angry Birds Reloaded, even giving us that 3rd chapter we waited a decade for, so that's very cool. Because of that, I'm saying the original game can stay dead, as Rovio basically killed the poor thing before it even got out of the damn womb. Lastly, we'll cover Angry Birds Fight, one of the few old Angry Birds games completely unplayable nowadays thanks to it being a fully online game. Fans have created revivals though, and you can look into that sort of thing if you're one of the people who missed this game. I was personally never a big fan of this one, but I have seen from first-hand experience the extremely dedicated fans of this game. Now yes, it is a match 3 game, but thankfully this was back when Rovio still made fun games, so it's a little more complex than that. It's a competitive match 3, and you fight against another player to earn a higher score to deal more damage and beat them. There is an element of upgrading and earning weapons and costumes too. In a lot of ways this felt like a spiritual successor to Epic, especially with the tunes designs for the birds. I remember the sound effects and music specifically being very nostalgic to me. I think for what it is, it's the best that it could possibly be. I just kinda get bored playing games like this for too long. Everything about it is good, but I do not miss this game, and I'm gonna say we don't need to bring it back, mostly because we have barely done so in this video. Finally, our last game today is one of the most important games in my channel's history. I am so sad to say that I missed my chance to open up Disney Heroes Battle Mode one final time. It shut down in May, and I never even got the chance to say goodbye. If you're unfamiliar, Disney Heroes was sort of a strange game. You unlock Disney characters to add to your roster and could bring them into battle, but the fights were automated and you sort of just let it play out and hoped you won. Upgrading and unlocking your heroes was the fun part for me, and many years ago my channel was dedicated to this game. I made videos on everything, and I was one of the biggest channels to cover the game. I made hero concepts for characters I wanted to get added, I showcased teams of characters ranging from the Inside Out team to the Blonde team, and in the end I made over 400 videos on this game. So if you do miss it, I've covered quite a lot of the game's history in my videos that you're free to revisit. After I stopped playing, they added some pretty great characters like Mama Odie and Goob and Chicken Little from Chicken Little on the PS2, and even the damn G-Force guinea pig. I love the 2D art style of this game. I love the memories I have of getting excited for new updates and recording videos secretly in class, and drawing this incredible Iron Man concept for the game. That's up there as one of my favorite digital drawings I've ever made. I'll forever miss you, Disney Heroes Battle Mode, and there will truly never be a game like you ever again. Mostly because this thing can barely be considered a game in the first place. There's too many good games lost to time, dude. I'm just sad now. How are the 15 games we just played all discontinued? Sure, not all of them are masterpieces, but they all took time and effort. They all have fans who missed them, and they all deserve to live. They were too young to die. Usually I'm not this sad because we get a few real stinkers in the mix, but especially today is sad because I got to play some mobile games like Mario Kart Tour and Looney Tunes World of Mayhem for the last time ever. As time goes on, more and more games will die. That's just what it means to be a mobile game. So play the games you love while they're still around. Don't forget the password to your account if you own any of these games so you can play them even after they're taken down. And say goodbye to your loved ones before they're executed for no good reason. That is the plight of a deleted mobile game. Thank you for watching. Let me know which of these games you personally missed the most. Are there any games I have yet to cover that you'd like to see? Please let me know in the comments. And like this video if you made it this far into it. If you'd like to support me in the videos I make, you can join my Patreon and see my videos early, or become a channel member and get shoutouts at the end of my videos, like Patrick Bayerjan, Keep, Callum Ford, Timur Kurnov, Aaron the Ghoul, Freakish Smile, Lewis, MGR Damadan, Einerjar, Jonathan Biscoff, Kirby Fan Real 1992, Green Man Yeah, MacDax2, Lavatane Chillin, Test Monkey, Jeff the Legend, OK, Bobcat 217, Razor BVG, Jim from Angry Birds, Ortsethos 9250, Tobias Elfan, Kuguso, Dawn Nightshade 666, Pos2, Skibbity, and Feminine Energy? I'm not sure how to pronounce this, I'm sorry. It is so surreal remembering all the time I used to play Disney Heroes Battle Mode. I have more fond memories of that than like graduating high school or meeting my newborn nephew for the first time or even turning 21 years old. I literally lived through all those things while I played Disney Heroes Battle Mode, and still my memories of this game are more important to me than all those real life events. That's actually kind of sad now that I say that out loud.